Hello, BD Research Club members. Today, we are going to look at mafia organizations that exist all over the world and operate mysteriously in the shadows. The mafia has long been rooted in the criminal underworld and has become a cultural phenomenon. But while the mafia world is often defined by its glamour and mysterious lifestyle, the reality is much darker and more dangerous. In this video, we will look at the 9 most dangerous mafia organizations in the world. These organizations are powerful criminal empires that are influential not only locally, but also internationally. Each one has its own unique characteristics and history, but they all share the common elements of violence, corruption, and chaos. If you're ready with your coffee and in front of your screens, here we go. The Israeli Mafia is a large-scale organized crime syndicate operating in Israel and internationally. It is a mafia that has spread to many parts of the world. Their difference from other mafias is that they also have connections with the governments of the countries. Especially the organizations of Russian Jews are very dangerous and powerful. These groups are often involved in drug trafficking, casino operations, prostitution, money laundering, arms trafficking, and other illegal activities. The origins of the Israeli Mafia date back to the mid-20th century. It emerged primarily among the Jewish immigrant communities. These mafia groups are often united by ethnic ties and often have a structure based on family ties. The Israeli Mafia has a reputation for being tough and ruthless and is often involved in conflicts. They may also have corrupt relationships inside and outside the state. These groups are often highly organized and operate through underground networks. International police and intelligence agencies monitor the activities of the Israeli Mafia and try to combat these organizations. However, confronting such criminal organizations is often an uphill battle. Chechen mafias are known for their ruthlessness. At first, they worked with retired special forces, police, and army officers. Then the Chechen Mafia was hit hard by the Russian Slavic mafia gangs, the police, and the KGB. Many gang members went to Chechnya. These groups are often involved in drug trafficking, arms smuggling, human trafficking, prostitution, money laundering, and other illegal activities. The Chechen Mafia emerged after the collapse of the Soviet Union and became particularly influential in and around Russia. The structure of the Chechen Mafia is generally complex and non-hierarchical. Instead, flexible relationships can be found between various subgroups and criminal organizations. These groups are often characterized by leadership struggles and internal conflicts. The Chechen Mafia has a reputation for being tough and ruthless, often engaging in violent conflict. They can also maintain corrupt relationships inside and outside the state. Allegations of Chechen Mafia ties to Al-Qaeda and the Taliban have recently surfaced, revealing links between prominent Chechen leaders, radical religious organizations, and mafia bosses. The Serbian Mafia refers to organized criminal groups operating in and around Serbia. These mafia groups are often involved in drug trafficking, arms trafficking, human trafficking, prostitution, money laundering, and other illegal activities. The Serbian Mafia became particularly influential after the breakup of the former Yugoslavia. They take the form of ruthless big men. The hierarchical structure of the Serbian Mafia is often pyramidal, with links between various subgroups and criminal organizations. Belgrade, the capital of Serbia, is considered the center of the Serbian Mafia, but these groups often operate in different parts of Europe and internationally. They operate in Germany, England, France, and America. In addition to drugs, they are involved in smuggling, kidnapping, and gambling. They consist of 3 big families, Vozdovac, Surcin, and Zemun. They compete with the Albanian Mafia in Europe. They also have corrupt relations inside and outside the state. Mexican cartels are massive organized crime syndicates that operate in the border region between Mexico and the United States and are involved in drug trafficking, arms trafficking, human trafficking, prostitution, money laundering, and other illegal activities worldwide. These cartels are often very powerful, violent, and complex groups. Trafficking in drugs and women is their main business. They have approximately 30,000 members. They are known for their ruthless and bloody actions. Their enmity with the Colombian cartels is the stuff of movies. The origins of the Mexican cartels are closely tied to Mexico's influence on the drug trade and the history of drug shipments to the United States. Particularly since the 1980s, Mexican cartels have been involved in violent conflicts with the Mexican government and other security forces. Colombian cartels are organized criminal syndicates involved in drug trafficking, arms trafficking, human trafficking, prostitution, money laundering, and other illegal activities in Colombia and around the world. These cartels are often very powerful, violent, and complex groups. Colombia became a major center for drug trafficking, especially in the 1980s and 1990s. Their main activities are drug trafficking, arms trafficking, human trafficking, prostitution, money laundering, coffee, and emerald smuggling, but their soccer mafia has also flourished. In Colombia, they killed Escobar, who scored an own goal in the 1994 World Cup. The Albanian Mafia refers to organized crime groups operating in and around Albania. These mafia groups are often involved in drug trafficking, arms trafficking, human trafficking, prostitution, money laundering, and other illegal activities. The Albanian Mafia began to gain strength in the 1990s following the collapse of the former Yugoslavia and political upheaval in Albania. The structure of the Albanian Mafia is generally non-hierarchical, with links between different subgroups and criminal organizations. These groups are often involved in violent conflicts and competition with rival groups. The Albanian Mafia operates in various parts of Europe and internationally. They play a particularly important role in drug trafficking in Europe. International police and intelligence agencies monitor the activities of the Albanian Mafia and try to combat these organizations. The Yakuza is one of the oldest and largest organized crime syndicates in Japan. The term Yakuza is a common term used to refer to these criminal organizations. The Yakuza have a significant presence in Japan's local culture, business, and even politics while engaging in illegal activities. The origins of the Yakuza date back to the Edo period, but took on its modern form after the Meiji Restoration. Yakuza groups are often based on family ties and have a strict hierarchy. Each Yakuza group is headed by a leader known as an Oyabun, and the members under him are known as Kobun. Yakuza members can be identified by special tattoos and clothing. Yakuza activities include illegal activities such as drug trafficking, casino operations, prostitution, money laundering, and extortion. In addition, the Yakuza are also involved in public services such as natural disasters and community services, making them a kind of underground social service provider for some people. However, it should be noted that the Yakuza is not a legally recognized organization and is considered a criminal organization in Japan. The Japanese government considers the Yakuza to be a serious criminal organization and has enacted various laws and regulations to combat it. However, it should be noted that the Yakuza still have a significant influence on local communities in Japan and are still accepted in some areas. The Russian Mafia is also known as Organizsia. Its illegal dominance has been proven throughout Europe, even in Africa and overseas. With 114,000 active members and up to 3 million supporters, the main activities of Russian organized crime groups are the theft of antiquities and their smuggling to the West, prostitution, car trafficking, arms trafficking, and drug trafficking. The Russian Mafia became particularly influential after the collapse of the Soviet Union. The hierarchical structure of the Russian Mafia is often complex. There are often links between different subgroups and criminal organizations. Some may have a multi-layered structure, while others may be simpler and more localized. The Russian Mafia has a reputation for being tough and ruthless, often engaging in violent conflict. They also maintain corrupt relationships within and outside the state. In Italy, the term mafia is often referred to as mafioso. Mafioso were once the kings of the criminal underworld. Everyone thinks they have disappeared. But as they moved out of low-level jobs and became legalized, they entered the financial sector without being noticed. Today, this mafia in ties is at the back door of New York's financial, government, and consulting sectors. The Italian Mafia is known for its vow of silence, often referred to as omerta. This oath is a promise by members of the organization to remain silent to the police and authorities and never to reveal the secrets of the organization. The Italian government has carried out various operations and legal measures to combat mafia organizations. However, mafia groups are still active in Italy and internationally. They are often the subject of films. They are very influential in America and Europe. They define themselves as a family, not a gang. The organization has about 5,000 members in more than 180 mafia families. Their activities are carried out in the city of Naples. The most common activities are collecting money from retailers, competitors, entrepreneurs, and businessmen. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Share your ideas and thoughts about the video in the comments section. You can let us know what video topics you would like to see. You can also turn on notifications to be notified of more content and be part of our community. See you in the next video.